Okay, we're here in the X-Life world, and there's already a bunch of people here. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and get our lives. Welcome to X-Life. Okay. Now what? There's so many people here already. Another thing about this X-Life is that there are several victory quests that we can do. Those are what the books on the sides are, and that if we do them, we get victory tokens. They have many uses, but you'll see them more in the future. I'm quite funny. Well, like any good Minecraft world, we should probably start with getting some wood. Luckily, there are plenty of big trees around us to get plenty of wood for some basic tools at least. The early game of Minecraft is always so peaceful. I sure hope nothing goes horribly wrong. And now it's time to get some stone, as wood tools are fashionable, but not quite very useful. With Dung Beetle 703 and Maddie Mango 7525, we found a mountain. Luckily, we found some iron as well, so that way we could all make some shields and head into a cave more safely. But safety is never guaranteed. And there's some iron. I didn't have coal at the time, so I had to get some coal from Dung Beetle 703. But finding this much iron right away is very useful. Shields are a lifesaver. But somehow I still didn't have enough stone for a furnace. Some problems. And there's our coal. Once we all get shields, we'll be able to explore with a little more confidence, as we don't just have to take every hit, and we might be able to survive and not die. Seems over there's a witch hut, but I'm not exactly fond of going there right now. I don't really like getting poisoned. And now we all have some shields. And if only people didn't run away every single time I try to give them something. And of course the forest is on fire. Why would it not be? A nice little cave-ish area, but there is some coal here, and that is a plus. The sun looks so pretty in this mod, especially all the rays that come from it. Later, we found this strange new structure that we haven't seen before, and we decided to give it some investigation. And there's already violence. Albeit unintentional, violence is still violence. It appears that spawner was not loaded properly, and it does not have any mobs in it. So I guess it's just a free structure. Ooh, and some goodies straight away. Having some armor immediately is not too bad. And of course beetroot seeds. A little less ideal. And there's already been a death. How has this happened already? We are like 20 minutes into the server or something. And then later we found another structure exactly like this, so I don't know how rare they are. They seem a little common. Except this one seems to be a bit taller. I Either that or we just went on the wrong side. Nothing a little mining can't do. This one actually has mobs. That's a plus. No junk base. Oh, apparently he just spawned in there, because that spawner also is not activated. And I always forget how fragile you are at the start of the game. And even more armor. That is amazing. We are almost fully geared up and we haven't even touched a cave. This is going great. However, immediately after saying that, I got stuck in a cobweb. Not everything can go perfectly, I guess. I decided to just explore the structure a little more in case there's any extra chests, as free loot is free loot. And these structures were a lot more elaborate than I thought. And there is another chest. I think I might leave that loot for the others, though. They seem to be struggling a bit. We went into our first cave, but it didn't go too particularly well. And apparently, a feature of this mod is that torches light up the surrounding area when we're holding them, and we don't even have to place them. But that is quite a big cave, and I think we might hold off on it just for now. All of us were quite hesitant to go in, but I decided to give everybody their own torch to hold. Later, we tried our luck in a different cave. This one seemed a little safer and less deadly. But while fighting a spider, there came a new challenger. I do not like baby zombies. Once again, we were all a little hesitant to go inside, because it's not very safe. And there's also skeletons that decide they don't like me. Or anyone else, for that matter. But luckily, being an almost iron, I will be the warrior for our team. After much hesitation, we finally decided to go down, with we being mainly just me. The only real danger was the zombie pit, which I decided to just back out of. And I decided to grab some more iron. This iron vein is pretty generous. Eventually we got to smelting, and I decided to start working on my first trade for my task. My task is to trade 5 times and trade all the way up to a diamond. I can start with whatever I want, and I decided to start with a book. The only problem is that it didn't seem to be very accepted. And it was immediately thrown back. So I had a counteroffer, and that was a bucket. A bucket is something nobody can refuse. And since I got 6 pieces of bread from that trade, that concludes my very first trade. However, not everything remained peaceful, as one of my party members was brutally murdered by an Enderman. Rest in peace. I probably don't want to take my chances with an Enderman right now. To explain what I'm doing with the trading, on this server, we have to complete victory quests to get victory coins. My victory quest is to trade at least 5 times starting from any item, and I need to trade up to a diamond. My first trade was to get that bread, but eventually we'll have to turn that bread into more items. But we'll probably have to separate our trading bread and our eating bread. Finding a village this early on is pretty useful, as they always have lots of goodies. Maybe even a stone cutter. I could use one. A spare pickaxe isn't bad. We'll give them to them for now. And what's also nice about villages is that they come with bundles, and that's amazing. What's even more amazing is a fresh wheat field. Getting lots of bread is very useful, as I strongly prefer not starving. But because we are kind, we'll replant the field. And once more, I must separate my two breads. Later on, I stumbled upon a spooky dark oak forest. It's pretty big and pretty foggy. Though, it could be a good place to live, if that's what I want to choose. It's worth giving it a check out, though, so we'll go down and explore some more. Luckily, water buckets are quite versatile. The only problem with Dark Oak Forest is that it tends to spawn a lot of mobs. But as long as we're on guard, that won't be an issue. But considering if I want this island to be my home, I should probably place down some torches so I don't get murdered, as I strongly prefer living. But that's just my personal preference. Hopefully these torches and maybe a pillar or two will be enough to claim this island. I don't want anybody taking it from me because it has a nice scenic lake as well, and the dark oak trees are really pretty, including the wood. What we should probably do next is make a pillar of dominance. Nobody would dare step foot on this land if they knew I was here. And of course a water bucket clutch. Now all we need to do is just craft a simple sign. And with these signs, this is officially my home. There we go. Now nobody will touch it. It's the perfect home, but we should probably eventually have things here. Even though the forest is nice, just sleeping on the grass every night doesn't seem too ideal. One thing about me is that I'm a businessman, and that includes door-to-door sales. Which means if we want to get these trading done, we're probably going to have to bring the trading to them. Which is exactly what I did just here. I decided to start off generous by asking what I can get for 6 pieces of bread, because in general 6 pieces of bread isn't very valuable. But somehow they're willing to give me iron, which is a great upgrade. Going from bread to iron is a pretty good improvement. I'm full of so much love. And that's a trade. Bread, and then I just need him to give me the iron. That's trade number 2. And now, I probably need to do some more sales manning. Luckily, with this locator bar, nobody's safe for me. And I can just come to them. Once again, we're gonna make this offer on them. We'll offer them iron, and we'll see what we can get from them. That 6 pieces of bread is my bread. And it seems to be just junk. I'd prefer something a little more valuable. Sweet berries, not so much. At the moment, it seems they're just emptying their inventory out on me. This trade isn't going very well, and I think I am the one getting scammed for once. Uh-oh. Well, a trade's a trade. I guess we have to take it. Now my inventory's full of junk. Oh boy. Well, we did probably just get scammed, but that's okay. We will probably, hopefully, recover from this. I don't think I'm at nerd level. And once again, we found another customer. One could say victim, but that would just be inaccurate. I offer only good trades. First, we gotta butter them up by being all sorts of nice. There's no real good way in advertising literal junk, but we could call it a nature bundle. I'm sure this guy would greatly benefit from having spruce wood, which we do have, at least a sapling for. I just need to sweet talk my way into getting an upgrade, because right now I'm currently back at junk levels. Honestly, anything would be better than just an assortment of random inventory garbage. Somehow I convinced them to give me 11 iron nuggets for this, though. I take the nuggets and then I give them all of the random junk. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. I'm not entirely sure what was a part of the original trade deal, but I just gave them anything that seemed like it was. Well, I hope he's a happy customer. In order to not starve, we should probably set up some farming at our house. We have a few seeds, but that might not be enough for the time being. But getting some farming started now will be useful if we ever need some food, because if we don't have any food and we're stranded, we might be a little dead. Luckily, I was convincing enough to give somebody a trade for my 11 iron nuggets. Getting a music disc is perfect. That we could easily get a diamond out of, and now that we've completed 5 trades at least, we should be able to do that. The only problem, though, is that it's day 13 in Minecraft and day 1 in real life, and nobody has diamonds yet. So we're probably gonna have to hold off on our trading dreams for now, because even if somebody did have a diamond, it's unlikely that they're willing to trade for it. I decided to do some exploring around our house, and I found a mystical biome not so far away. A beautiful pale oak forest. But unfortunately, there was a surprise behind me. Yeah, and I went in. And that is my first life lost. I didn't even hear him behind me. That was terrifying, and I screamed. And now I'm on pink. Well, I didn't want to be on 10 lives anyways. 10 lives is lame. It's okay, pink is cool. And I'm also very mad at creepers and I hate them. Later, Lupulu20 decided to take me on a wonderful journey. He was taking me caving for some reason. Specifically 30 minutes of caving, and he specifically didn't want me to die. Which definitely does not sound like a task. It was just out of the kindness in his heart. But first we found a village and we decided to stock up before our wonderful little cave journey. However, things didn't go quite as planned, and he got killed by an iron golem. Not exactly sure how, I didn't see it. I decided to avenge him with a safe distance of a block between the iron golem and I, and he just stood there. And so did that villager, but I made sure not to swing him. And I avenged Lupulu20. And I got some iron, but I'll just give it to him for now. I don't really need iron. While we were on our way back to our base, we found this giant cave in the desert. So we decided to give it a check out, and hopefully there are diamonds. Because he gets a diamond and gives it to me for my music disc, then I get to complete my quest. Lots of dripstone, which is very dangerous, but we already grabbed some. And I did find my first diamond. It was an amazing moment. And not too long afterwards, I found more diamonds. But the diamonds were on our way to where we already were, so somehow we both missed these. So that was a bit silly. On the bright side, it did seem to be a pretty big-sized vein, which means we have a lot of diamonds, which is very good. After we got our diamonds, we decided we should probably start heading our way back out, and so we did. Lupulu completed his quest of keeping me alive for 30 minutes, which isn't very hard, except when there's creepers, and he agreed to purchase my music disc. Granted, he did take his time giving it to me, but I handed over my amazing cat music disc, and he was willing to hand over his diamond. Completing that final trade would mean we completed our first ever victory quest. And here it is finally. I forgot to read it earlier. Trade with other members up to a diamond. You can start trading with any item, but you must do at least 5 successful trades. And now we have a victory token, and we can spend it on something. But I do know a secret, just because I made this server. I know exactly where we can spend this victory token. You see one of these quests over here? Not this one. But this one. We have to exchange a victory token with Shady. Who is Shady? Well, I know. Shady has a secret shop hidden up somewhere secretive in Spawn. And it's right behind the knight statue. And there is a secret way to get to it. It's not too secretive. In between these two little light blue blocks, there's a trapdoor. That trapdoor leads us to Shady's lair. It's quite dark down here. And here is Shady himself. Look at that little face of his. I would trust him with my life. As you see, he has a lot of interesting things for sale. And I think we might just buy some spawn eggs. Shady, who knows how long he's been here, but he has some pretty OP stuff if we have the tokens. And we can also just say hi. If I trade for a spawn egg or an enchanted book, which is what I can afford right now, I think I'll go with the spawn egg. And now we have 3 zombie spawn eggs. That's pretty cool. I don't know exactly what we're going to use them yet. We don't have any mob spawners because we need more tokens. But then, to get to our base, I decided to start making a bridge. As if we're going to have a horse, it's probably important to have a bridge, so that way we can get across easily. This is a quick little time lapse. Cuts I wanted to show some of my building. It's quite long. I had to speed it up though, because I didn't want this episode to take forever. But here's just me, building a lot, making a nice bridge. Ooh, look at that bridge, look at those leaves, oh my goodness, it's gonna be an amazing bridge. Everybody's going to be jealous of my bridge. I can already hear the jealous looks. Here. I can always see the jealous looks. And our bridge is done. And it looks super good, I think, hopefully. I don't have any outside opinions yet, but I have my opinion, and I think it matters most. Just kidding. And our bridge is fully functional and probably safe. It's even lit up. I forgot to show me getting my horse. I only started recording afterwards, but I found a horse near Whelp K's base, and I decided to just take it because it wasn't his. Now we have a horse. Later, I decided to go to a pillager outpost. That is a task, but this one's already been looted. I was just more interested in stuff that was left behind. Unfortunately, these pillagers are quite brutal, and while trying to craft torches, I got ganged up on. They're kinda rude. Really rude, actually. Like the audacity of that guy. It's not very nice to shoot people. Oh, and something interesting that happened while I was just grabbing some chains, because, you know, chains are nice and decorative. there was a certain man who came up, and he picked up a pillager banner, and just began rapid-firing shooting me. How is he shooting me this fast? Somehow, he's shooting with a pillager banner, and he's shooting so fast, I decided to retreat because I don't feel like dying today. That didn't go even as slightly as planned, but that's okay. Back to our base, I decided to make some stepping stones inspired off of somebody else's place. These are gonna lead up to my strip mine. Those moss carpets on top of the stepping stones came from the birch forest, where fallen logs they have them. Setting up a nice entrance, so that way I can easily access diamonds. While adding some leaves though, there was a fella who seemed to be displeased with my existence, and he hurts a lot. And my, are those tridents big. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't know why he seems so desperate to kill me. I'm just a guy. I'm so glad shields exist, otherwise I would be dead. His tridents have no reason to do that much damage. But back to building, I suppose. And then while I was trying to show you this mineshaft, I had another incident. But then I went mining first for some diamonds. And for some reason I just started checking my statistics during this, but yeah. Anyways, while I was adding some nice flowers, there was another trident man, and he also wanted me dead. And somehow we got up there. I really, really need sea pickles. And apparently melee attacks do a lot of damage, because with one swing and I was almost dead. But at least I got my flower. I decided to retreat for now. And I did make a house. I was going to show more of the building process, but this episode is already running for a very long time. It took me like a day or two. I wasn't very focused while building it, but I am happy with the result. Nice and lush, and I think it resembles our building theme very well. And I already made a storage room, because my storage was already getting out of hand. And now I'm very organized, except I don't have a lot of things. But it will remain organized, and that's important. Up here's my bedroom. Veganly obtained wool. And then on the outside, I plan to add like a balcony dock area that goes down into the water so we can access our mineshaft easier. But for now, that's kind of done. And unfortunately, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you for making it this far, and I enjoy making these videos, so see you soon.